If you're an Australian pensioner, there is a new update from Centrelink that could put more money in your pocket every single fortnight. And if you don't check your details today, you could be missing out on hundreds, even thousands of dollars this year. Stay with me for the next few minutes because what I'm about to share could change how much you receive from Services Australia in 2026. Welcome back to Move Smart AUS, the channel where we break down money, government payments, and smart financial moves in plain, simple language, so you never miss a dollar you're entitled to. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button because we cover Centrelink updates, pension news, and cost of living tips every single week. And trust me, these updates change more often than most people realize. Today we're talking about the confirmed 2026 benefit updates for pensioners across Australia, what has changed, who qualifies, and most importantly, how you can make sure you're getting every cent you deserve. So let's get straight into it. As part of the regular indexation cycle, Centrelink has confirmed higher payment rates for the age pension, disability support pension, and carer payment, effective from the March 2026 update. This isn't a one-off bonus. It's a scheduled adjustment that happens twice a year in March and September to make sure pension payments keep pace with the rising cost of living and wage growth across the country. And this year's increase is one that a lot of pensioners have been waiting for, especially with everyday costs like groceries, electricity, and rent continuing to climb. Here's what the new numbers actually look like. For a single pensioner receiving the full age pension, the fortnightly payment has gone up by around $22.20, bringing the new maximum rate to just over $1,200 per fortnight. For couples, the combined increase comes in at around $33.40 per fortnight, which works out to roughly $16.70 extra for each partner. Now, on their own, these numbers might not sound life-changing, but when you add them up across a full year, we're talking about several hundred extra dollars landing in your bank account, and that's on top of what you were already receiving. But the increase in payment rates is only one part of this update, and honestly, it might not even be the most important part. Alongside the pension rate rise, the government has also adjusted the income and asset test thresholds. This matters enormously because it means some Australians who were previously told they didn't qualify for the pension or who were only receiving a small part pension may now be eligible for a bigger payment or eligible for the very first time. Think about that for a moment. There are retirees out there right now who assumed they were locked out of receiving any pension because their assets sat just above the old cutoff limit. And because that limit has now been lifted, they could suddenly find themselves qualifying for hundreds of dollars a fortnight they didn't even know they could claim. Let's put this into a real-world example so it makes sense. Imagine a single homeowner with assessable assets sitting right around $715,000. Under the old asset test limits, that amount would have placed them just over the cutoff, meaning zero pension. But under the newly indexed limits, that same person now falls comfortably under the new threshold, and they could start receiving a part pension of around $60 a fortnight. Now, $60 might not sound huge on its own, but here's the part that really matters. Once you qualify for even a small part pension, you also become eligible for the Pensioner Concession Card, and that card can unlock savings on medicines, energy bills, public transport, car registration, and council rates. Savings that can genuinely add up to thousands of dollars a year, far more than the pension payment itself. Deeming rates have also come into the conversation this update. For those who aren't familiar, deeming is the method Centrelink uses to estimate how much income your financial assets are generating, regardless of what they're actually earning in the bank or in investments. If deeming rates change, it can affect how much of your income is counted toward the income test, which in turn affects your pension amount. So if you hold shares, term deposits, or other financial assets, it's worth reviewing how these changes might affect your specific payment, because the impact isn't the same for everyone. Carers haven't been left out of this update either. The carer allowance has also increased, giving unpaid carers across the country a bit of extra breathing room. If you're caring for a family member with a disability or a chronic illness, this increase, however modest it may seem, recognizes the incredibly demanding and often unpaid work you're doing every single day. And if you're renting rather than owning your home, Commonwealth Rent Assistance has also been adjusted upward as part of this cycle. Depending on your living situation and how much rent you pay, this could mean an extra $100 to $200 a fortnight on top of your regular payment, which can make a real difference if you're feeling squeezed by rising rental costs. Now, here's the part I really want you to pay attention to. All of these increases are applied automatically if you're already receiving a Centrelink payment, which means you don't need to fill out any new forms or make any phone calls for the rate increase itself. However, and this is crucial, the eligibility changes are not automatic in the same way. If you were previously told you didn't qualify, Centrelink isn't going to chase you down and tell you the rules have changed in your favor. It is entirely up to you to go back and check. So if you were rejected in the past, or if you assumed you wouldn't qualify because of your assets, your savings, or your home equity, now is the time to log into MyGov, head to your Centrelink account, and run your eligibility again, because the numbers that applied last year may simply no longer apply today. It's also worth taking a moment to make sure your account details are accurate and up to date. Any changes in your income, your assets, your living arrangements, or your relationship status can affect exactly how much you receive under these new rates. Keeping your information current isn't just about avoiding underpayments. It also protects you from accidentally being overpaid, which can lead to a debt you'll have to pay back later. A quick check today can save you a headache down the track. So to summarize everything we've covered, pension and payment rates have increased as part of the regular indexation update. Income and asset test thresholds have been lifted, meaning more Australians may now qualify. Deeming rates have shifted and could affect how your income is assessed. Carer payments have received a boost, and rent assistance has also increased for eligible renters. None of this happens automatically in terms of new eligibility, so the responsibility falls on you to check, update your details, and make sure you're not leaving money on the table. If this video helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more pensioners who need this information just as much as you do. And if you know a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, or a friend who's on a Centrelink payment, please share this with them, because so many people miss out on money they're entitled to simply because nobody told them the rules had changed. Make sure you're subscribed to MoveSmart AUS so you never miss the next update, because Centrelink policy shifts constantly, and we'll be here breaking it down for you in plain English every single time. Thanks for watching, take care of your finances, and I'll see you in the next video.